Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So for this video, I will be focusing on the hardened steel smith. Now, we need to gather black ice, craft hardened steel, unlock the hardened steel tools knowledge, craft a hardened steel tool, and craft a hardened steel weapon. Now for this one, we've been gathering this as loot, so that might click off after I do this, but let's just go ahead and actually go to knowledge and survival. Hardened steel tools is this one. And as you can see, that is level 50, in which we became level 50 in the previous episode. Now, I also want to hit level 51 because, in relation to the hardened steel tools, if we go to the weapon tab and go to apprentice weaponsmith, the master weaponsmith requires you to be level 51 and the hardened steel tools. Likewise, in the armor tab, if you scroll down, apprentice armorsmith, in the master armorsmith, it also requires you to be level 51. So that is why level 51 for me is the sweet spot for the late game. So before anything else, as you've noticed in the intro, me and Li Fei are both undressed for the occasion. So let us actually go ahead and remake our armor just because we now have a shield, right? So let us go ahead and make the armor for Life, which was, kind of forgot what it was, this one. Hyperborean. So when creating it, it says here there's a strength weapon damage of 3 and armor value of 90. But if we actually make it with our shield, right, this becomes then a strength weapon damage of 5 and an armor value of 119. So that is quite boosted up. So let us go ahead and make the other armor set now, or armor piece rather. So we need the boots, the loincloth, and the waist guard. Unable to craft one of that recipe. Why not? I don't get it. Something is happening. Something's bugging out. That's finally done. Something's weird with the crafting mechanic of some sort. I don't know what's happening. Anyways, we have the helmet, the waist guard, the loincloth, the bracer, and the boots. And for me, since we will be focusing on mining, so I actually want to make the medium armor set. So let us go ahead and craft 5 of these. And once those have been created, let's go ahead and make the armor set now. There it goes again. Alright, now we have the cap, the harness, the tasset, the boots, and the gauntlets. So I won't be modding them yet just because, it would feel repetitive if we're just gonna mod again later on. So I'll mod that later. So right now it's time to give you the Hyperborean Slaver armor. And I will wear the medium armor. Now before we head up north, let us first actually fix our steel pick. And let us also gather our silver coin. I think I'll just go ahead and get 20. I think it's only a silver coin per piece. Because up north, it tends to get very cold. Now, in the previous series, I did explain on getting certain recipes across the island. And there is a recipe in, I don't want to say in here, or probably in here, that will teach you how to make spiced meals and spiced teas. So we can't learn it here, or we can't make it here because we don't know the recipe. Now, going in the Mountains of the Dead, it could be very dangerous, especially if you have no idea what you're doing. So one other trick, or it's not really a trick, but one other way, a safer way that is to actually go in Sepermaru, and there is a merchant who actually sells spice meat. So let us actually go ahead and visit him. So in this small market area over here, if you then go ahead and talk to this guy over here, Ephremus the broker, he will then sell you spice pork for a silver coin. Let us go ahead and actually spend all our silver coins for the spice pork. And that is actually a way for us to get warm in the north. So let us then go ahead to proceed to go up. So again, we will just follow this path over here at the back, over here in the desert, or through that small piece of desert into this pass over here, past the Mounds of the Dead, until we get to Stargazer's Crest, I think somewhere here. Then I'll go ahead and meet you guys once we're at the, or nearest Skyfall Ridge. Now that I'm passing this area during UE5, this doesn't look like a desert anymore, a savanna. I mean, it's like a grassland area now. It has less trees though. I remember there was a big tree over here. Now you can just really see the rhinos and whatnot. Pretty cool. Okay, we made it here now to the passage.
A dreary, hopeless expanse, reminiscent of the limbo reserved for those who fall in battle without honor.
You said it, Liu Fei. I don't even know what he's pertaining to. Guess Mounds of the Dead. I think they made a rehaul of things. This doesn't look very dark and scary, unlike the UE4 version. Now you have flowers everywhere. It's like springtime in Mounds of the Dead.
These doughty hillmen possess dimension far beyond what they reveal.
Interesting. Now, I think they revamped this as well. Or not revamped, but there used to be a Berserker spawn over here. I think they removed it. Yeah, it's not a guaranteed Berserker anymore. Alright, so that is the Mounds of the Dead at the back. And that is where we came from and killed the Cimmerian Fighter 3. Now we want to do is actually head over this direction, I'd like to say. Unless they changed it some way, somehow. Alright, let's go ahead and kill these guys. Okay, want to make sure I use my shield. Because some of y'all get angry when I don't use my shield. And once you've killed them, you can just go ahead and loot their place. So, pretty cool. We get the Hardened Steel Skinning Knife over here. We get raw pork. And as far as I'm aware now, this isn't a guaranteed spawn for Thrall. But from Stargazer's Crest, all you want to do now is head to over that direction. And you want to climb that mountain. Or actually, we can do the opposite. Before, we used to climb that and go there. Now let us go here, actually. And we discovered Skyfall Ridge. So they did make it clearer now. That is regular ice. Before, you can't differentiate the ice with the black ice. But right now, the ice, normal ice, is not white, more of a sky blue color. As you can also see in the bottom right and as well as the upper left, we are getting cold. So this is the perfect time to eat these spice meats. So let us go ahead and eat one. Oh, we're very cold now. Right, so we're warming, or we're balancing the temperature at negative 13. Right, kill that. Alright, and now we're level 51. Alright, kill him. And you can go ahead and harvest this guy for the blood crystal. And we can also harvest this guy for the black ice. Alright, so black ice in UE5 is now darker in color.
I have journeyed to the snow-capped mountains of night. Nothing is like this cold.
Nice comment, Luffy, I guess. Before I forget, let us actually activate this journey. I also want to check Master Chef because there is a gather black ice there. So let's switch to journey and unlock the Master Chef knowledge, which is in survival and Master Chef knowledge. And that requires, wait, what? Oh, because that's level 55. Alright then, so I guess we'll be just going up here to finish that in a later episode. So that is all the black ice over here in this area. Let's actually start eating again since it's negative 13. Let's ask you to carry some of these because it's pretty heavy. I actually don't need a stack of ice. Don't need the stone. I'll just hold on to them. And my horse still has stuff on him. Damn, I forgot to clear that. Or you know what? Screw it. We can just gather those materials again, except for the steel. That's pretty expensive nowadays. So I'll make you carry all the black ice. And let's go towards the next location. So that's where we came from. What we want to do now is head left towards here, past that goat. Right, we go through here. So every time you see your temperature dropping, just go ahead and eat the spiced meat, spiced pork. And eventually near the volcano, you will come by over here. It's pretty straightforward all the way from where we came from towards here. There's only like one path, so you won't get lost. Believe me. So again, let's just ask Liu Fei to deal with them. Okay, we can harvest this for black ice. Huh, guess not. Never mind then. But here's black ice. Let's get that. Liu Fei, kill that guy. No more black ice over there, but there are black ice over here. So let's go gather them. Let me actually switch back to Hardened Steel Journey. Alright, let's gather more black ice. Okay, temperature's dropping again, so let's go eat meat. Spiced pork. Even at night, you can differentiate the black ice from the regular ice. And by the way, that volcano is looking amazing. So again, let's just gather the remaining black ice. And I think that's about it. Yeah, no more black ice over here. Okay, let's start heading home. Now that is where we came from a while ago. We can go down here now, on the other side. And normally this is where you'll be coming from as well. Now that I'm down the mountain, I'll meet you guys back at base. Oh, I actually forgot to put stairs here. Alright, I'll do that in a bit. Let's go ahead and craft hardened steel. So let's go get a stack from our horse. Let's also dismantle the stuff that we got from the Cimmerian berserkers, or well, not the berserkers, but Cimmerian fighters. Now we want to head over here on our furnace, and where there is steel bars, we put a stack of black ice, and that should turn them into hardened steel. So that is a ratio of 1:1. Lucky for us, we've already looted some along the way in our journey, so let us go ahead and grab them. And now we need to unlock the hardened steel tools knowledge. So that is in survival, hardened tools. Unlock that for 11 points. And then now we need to craft a hardened steel weapon. Oh, that's because we have a hardened steel skinning knife that we looted from the Stargazer's camp. Or Stargazer's crest camp. So let us go ahead and make one. We just need the most basic one. I don't think we've unlocked it yet, so let us go unlock it. So hardened steel sword is the very first hardened steel weapon that you can make out of hardened steel. So let's go unlock that for 11. And let's just go ahead and craft one. Now, like I said, I won't over level for the needed level for this one, just because when we unlock, or once we finish this, we will unlock the perfected hardened steel sword. And like I said in the episode before, we don't need to be the equivalent level of a certain weapon type to unlock the recipe for that one. So that is done. Let's go ahead and claim our rewards. And now if we look here, we can make the perfected uh, steel mace. Wait, no, not that one. Where is the heart? There you go, this one. So let us go ahead and craft one. Liu Fei doesn't need one. He has the best mace, I believe, momentum. So you can have that. I will just go get the mace. And then from here, let us also unlock the master weaponsmith for 6. And unlock the master armorsmith for 6 as well. So in your Tinker's Bench, all you need to do is write advanced, and that should pop up like so. Advanced weapon damage kit. And for the armor, I think it's armor plating, thick. Yeah, the thick armor plating, which you need thick leather. And we have been getting thick leather, so for thick leather, you just need thick hide. So let us go ahead and craft 10 of those. So let's go thick armor plating, craft 10. I forgot, let's also craft a set of perfected hardened steel daggers. So craft 1. Craft 1. There's really something wrong with the UI for the crafting menu. It's pretty weird. Let's also not forget to craft it with our bladesmith for extra damage. So let me just compare here. The steel poniards is dealing 29 with the damage mod kit. And the perfected hardened steel daggers is doing 35 even without the mod kit. So that is already way better. And our battle axe is doing 41 damage. And our perfected hardened steel mace is doing 47 damage. So again, pretty cool. So now let's go craft 2 of them. So craft 2. I won't put the weapon damage mod on momentum yet, just because there is a final version or a final tier that is better than this. And I'm not sure if you can reapply to something that's already been modded. Right, now it's time to make the hyena armor. And for that we need the 5 medium padding. So let's go ahead, medium, and make 5 of these. And now that we have the medium padding, let us go ahead and make the hyena armor. Then we just start putting the thick armor plating on the armor set. As well as the Liu Fei's armor. Oh, you can't do that while he's wearing it. Right, again, let's go ahead and check the damage. So 35 and 47. If we put the advanced weapon damage kit, 35 becomes 41 and 47 becomes 53. So I'll just go ahead and dismantle the previous weapon that we used. Let's go ahead, wear the hyena armor set, and we can just drop off this one over here. So we will be using this armor when we're grinding for materials and whatnot. Now let us also make the tools, the hardened steel tools. So let's unlock the master butcher, and we actually want to not use the one that we looted because we want to be adding the durability. So we make this with a temper smith. So we start with a pick, then the hatchet, sickle, skinning knife, and the cleaver. Now for them, we use the advanced tool upgrade to make it more efficient and gather more resource per hit. So let us go ahead and craft 5. There is also a pickaxe you can use. I'll just go ahead and wait for the star metal one. So this one is a combination of a pick and an axe. That's why it's called a pickaxe.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Anyways, you can use that in both chopping wood and mining ore or mining stone. So just comparing to what we looted and what we made, this one has a durability of 720, health damage of 2, while this one has a durability of 5 and a health damage of 1. So health damage doesn't really matter. It's the durability that does matter. So let us go ahead and get the rest and apply the advanced tool upgrade to them. And now we can get rid of the steel tools that we have and change it with the hardened steel tools that we have. Okay, let's put the the rest of our black ice over here. And we can now put our hardened steel weapons over here as well. And a couple of things before I end the episode. Because we are at hardened steel now, and in relation to cooking, since our things or our meats and whatnot are spoiling, also the ice is melting, we can now make the preservation box. So that is in survival. Over in primitive cook, there is preservation box. Let us go ahead and unlock that for 9 points. And now we can actually make uh, freezers. So that's in not crafting, decoration, storage. So we just need 2 insulated wood to make a preservation box. So insulated wood is once again built here. Let's just build 2. Or actually, let's build 4. I'll make 2 freezers. Oh, because it means dry wood. Right. So again, let's put that there. And let's make 4. Yeah, let's just put the first one over here. And then the other one right beside it doesn't need to be aligned. That's totally fine. I can fix that off cam. But then now we can go ahead and put the raw meat and other food that melts inside here. Don't forget, if you put it in the preservation box, it will still expire because you need to put at least 1 ice. So as long as there's ice now, it won't expire. So again, even if it's just 1, that will do the job. So that it's keeping it cold. So again, let's just put all the meat there. So a couple of things before I end the episode. I actually want to also unlock the artificer. I don't know if I said that right. Just because I want to dye an armor, and it's kind of related to that. So let us go ahead and unlock the fine metal crafts knowledge. So I think that's an armor, and that should be this one over here. Unlock that for 1 point. And now we can do this journey step. So activate that. Access or place a casting table. So a casting table requires what? So under smithing, casting table requires wood and iron bar. This is a pretty big one. Let's just put it here. Like so. Craft a circlet mold. So we go enter that. Circlet mold. Where is that? Circlet. Circlet mold. Craft 1. Then craft an iron circlet. Right, so we need to craft the iron circlet. Craft that for 1. So now we need to unlock the die maker knowledge. So again, we go to survival, die maker, unlock that for 2 points. Then access replace a dyer's bench. So what do we need for that? Is it an alchemy? It is, and we need brick. And now that we have the materials for it, let us go ahead and... Oh, it does not fit. Alright then. Let's go ahead and put it over here. I think I can move the saddler's bench over here in this area. And now I can put the dyer's bench over here. I think it's facing this way, like so. And we need to craft a die. Now for us to craft a die, we also need the glass flask mold. So let's craft that for 1. And once we have the mold, we can create glass flask. We just need glass. So in order to make glass, all you need to do is get your crystals. And I will be gathering more off cam and putting your crystals here. So you can smelt 2 crystals is to 3 pieces of 1 piece of glass. So again, we need 3. So let's put that here and craft a glass flask. And with the glass, you need to put that here. And with an alchemist, they can make you a water-filled glass flask. So craft 1. And from there, now we can make a dye. So I want to do the colors for my channel, so that's blue and black, but I'll probably dye it off cam and just show you guys in the next episode, because I would need to gather some more of these materials. So the true indigo for the blue, and I need more oil for the black. I'll go ahead and show you that in the next episode. So just a couple more things before I end the episode, because we are preparing for the next dungeon. And if you go back to Dungeon Delver, that is the Black Keep. So we'll switch to that. And I just researched according to the wiki, this Hyrcanian Raider set is actually better than the armor set that I am wearing now. So to make that, we would need elephant hide, and for elephants, there are a couple of mammoths over in this area over here, and there are some elephants in the savannah over here. So I'll just go ahead and meet you guys there, and we will start killing some elephants for their hides. So, but first, let us go ahead and learn the armor set. Unlock the first 7. And in here, you can go ahead and search Hyrcanian. So that has a follower damage of 4 in each piece. And remember, for the hyena set, there's only 2 armor piece, or 3 maybe. Yeah, that has follower damage. So outright, that is better. Plus the armor use this is medium, and Hyrcanian is heavy. It would make us slower, but of course the armor value as well as, it goes up. So that needs 9, 15, 21, 32, and 38 elephant hide. So let's just go ahead and craft the heavy padding now. We need 5. And I'll bring you guys back once we are at the elephants. Alright, we're in the savannah now, and we just made it through here. And you can see Pride Rock over there, referencing the Lion King, of course. And just beyond this area, we will start to see some rhinos and some elephants. So they should start spawning in like so. And elephants, there's an elephant. So let us go ahead and ask Liu Fei to handle that big guy. There's also an elephant over there. Alright, cool. Now we need to skin him. There's also another elephant over there. Huh. Please handle that too. Now, as I was wondering, let us actually go ahead and get ourselves a baby elephant. Wonder if we can... they should make it that the elephants are rideable or mountable. That would be pretty cool, I think. So let's go gather one. Give the calf. And Liu Fei can handle that. I will give you the calf. Oh my gosh, I did not expect that. So that is an AoE, I did not know. Alright, cool, now we can harvest them as well. And one last thing before we go home, I would like to go here again and get myself underwater breathing mask. So I'll meet you guys once we're at that location. Alright, we're here now, and we can see Buccaneer Bay at the distance. And we just want to go ahead and kill these guys that look like us. So those are the animal trainer NPCs. So if I'm not mistaken, they 100% drop. Yeah, like as I was saying, they 100% drop the underwater breathing mask. So let us go get one in preparation for the next dungeon, because, well, more of that in the next episode. For the meantime, let us go ahead and put the elephant calf in our preservation box, just because this guy has a 24-hour expiry on him. So let's just put him there. No expiry. There we go. And again, let's go ahead and make the Hyrcanian armor set. And again, let's craft 5 thick armor plating. Now what I want to do is compare now the armor, and we already know this does more damage than my hyena, follower damage that is. So let us just go ahead and compare the armor rating. So I have an armor rating of 488 with the hyena armor set, and with the Hurricanian, and I have 936, so times two of that. So that's pretty cool. Also, in between episodes, I will be, putting lights and whatnot just so it doesn't look this dark inside the base. And again, I will be dyeing my armor. So I'll be gathering a lot of true indigo and oil off cam. And yeah, just so you know, in the next episode, we can just proceed with um, the topic at hand, which is the Black Keep. So if you like that episode, please do leave a like or simply comment down below what you like about it, what you didn't like about it, or just let me know how I'm doing. And if you want to support me further, you can do so by simply subscribing to the channel, as that really helps me out a lot. Anyways, that is it for me for today. I'm Aimatiro, and I'll see you guys on the next video.